Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make this very, very big shawl here. Now this is a 6-point shawl. So you've seen the picture of it there in the beginning. It has a straight back. So there's no point in the back. So when you're making it, here the back is in between the points. So there's 3 points on this side. This would be one on one side of the back, the point on the side, and then there's the long points in front. Sorry, I have to hide my tail still. And then it's the same on the other side. There's the point that goes to the back, point on your side, and those long points that you see in the front right here. So there's 6 points, 2 in front, 2 on each side, and the back has 2 points, but it's straight across. Now you can make this as large or as short as you want. Remember, the back though will be a little bit shorter than the long points on the front. They're meant to hang really long. So if you want a longer back than what's shown here, we can go ahead and measure mine real quick, the back of it. Oh, it says it's approximately 18 inches. You can make it larger or smaller. It's completely up to you. But that's it. And then I got that brooch on it. So it's really pretty. It's really long. So I'll set that out of the way. And I want to say a special thanks to Hobium yarns for providing the yarn that I'm using today. Today I'm using their Lamia angora yarn. It's really super soft. See that? Fuzzies in it. It is a lightweight number 3 yarn. And there are 137 yards in one of these little balls here. And I used 14 of these. So it took just a little over 1,900 yards of yarn of lightweight 3. Now if you want to make it bigger, you'll need more. If you want to make it smaller than this, you won't need quite as much. But yeah, just a little bit over 1,900 yards is what it took. And I'm going to put a link below to where you can purchase this yarn. And don't forget to check out all the other stuff that Hobium has to offer. They got lots and lots of really nice natural fiber yarns. And they do sell other things too, like really nice name brand hooks and stuff. So I'll put a link below if you want to check them out. And then I'm using a size I, which is a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. And I just want to take a second to ask you to please not forget to subscribe. If you look in the lower right hand corner of the video, you'll see a little red subscribe button. If you just click on that, you'll automatically be subscribed, and then you'll never miss any of my updates. Also, if you enjoy this video or you like the looks of this project, if you could give me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate that. So you want to start out with a chain of 60. Okay, let's see here. Situated here. Now once you got your chain of 60 made, you want to do 1 single crochet in the second stitch from the hook. And then we're just going to work 1 single crochet in every stitch for the length of the chain. Just like that. That hair that you're seeing is the angora hair. That's in the yarn. I didn't want you to think that my cats were laying on my yarn. No, that's just how the angora looks. It's really soft and pretty. Okay, so 1 single in every stitch all the way until you get to the end of the row. Alright, I have made it to the end of row 1, and you should have 59 stitches now. Row 2, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now row 2 will only have 4 points on it. And our first point is going to go into the very first stitch right here. So we're going to work 2 double crochets into that stitch. Chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets into the same spot. So that's how we form our points. All points are formed the same. Done. And now I'm going to put 1 double crochet into the next 15 stitches. So 1 double into the next 15. There's 1. 2, 3, 4. All right, I got my 15 double crochets in a row, and now I'm going to do another point into the next stitch. So the next stitch is going to get 2 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, a chain of 2, and then 2 more double crochets into the same stitch. So that is our second point. Now we're going to work 1 double crochet into the next 25 stitches. So 25. 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, I got my 25 stitches there, and now I'm going to put a point into the next stitch. So the next one is going to get the 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then 2 more doubles into the same stitch. And now we're going to put 1 double crochet into the next 15 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3. All right, I did my 15 stitches. Now you should have 1 stitch there that remains. We're going to go ahead and put our point into that last stitch there. So we'll do 2 doubles. Oops, I gotta get both stitches. Both. Here we go. 2 doubles, chain 2, and 2 more doubles. And that will end row 2. So you'll have 4 points there, and you'll have 55 stitches in between each of the points. So you don't count the stitches of the point. So not counting those, we did the 15, then we did a point, and then we did the 25, and then we did a point, and then we did 15 over here, and then we did a point. So round 3, we're gonna add 2 more points to make our 6 points. So we're not going to chain 1. We're just going to turn our work. So every time we start a new row, we don't chain 1. We just go ahead and turn without chaining and slip stitch directly into the very first stitch. It gets kind of tight, but it just looks better than chaining 1. Like that. And then we're going to slip stitch again into the next stitch. And one more time to our first chain 2 space. Just like that. Now we're going to work chain 1, and we're going to work a point into this chain 2 space. So we're going to 2 doubles, a chain of 2, and 2 more doubles. Now what we're going to do is chain 2 again and add 2 more doubles to the same space. So that's going to start another point. So that's what we did. We did 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. So eventually this will be 2 separate points there. So we're going to do a triple crochet into the next stitch. So directly into the next stitch, we do a triple crochet. And then we do a single into the next. And then we're going to do a triple into the next. And then a single into the next. Triple and single, and we're going to repeat this until we get to our first or our next chain 2 space right over here. So triple crochet, single crochet, triple crochet, single crochet until we get over here to our next point. All right, I've made it to my next point. Now your last stitch there should have been a triple crochet, and in this chain 2 space we're going to go ahead and put another point. So we're going to work 2 doubles, chain of 2, and 2 more doubles. And then we're going to start again by triple crocheting into the very first stitch. Oops. And single into the next. Triple into the next. And single into the next. So we're just doing our triple crochet, single crochet repeat all the way across here until we get to our next point. Okay, again, I should have ended in a triple there, and I've made it to my next point, and here's the chain 2 space. I'm just going to work 2 double crochets, a chain of 2, and 2 more double crochets all into that point there. And then I'm going to start again by triple crocheting into my next stitch. And single into the next. Triple into the next. And single into the next. Keep repeating that until we get over here to the end of our row. Okay, I've made it to the end here. And again, your last stitch will be a triple crochet. And we're going to do our double point in this last point, chain 2 space, like we did over here at the beginning. That way we can start working 6 points now. So we're going to go right into it, and we're going to work 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then 2 double crochets. So that's point there. And then we're going to chain 2 and work 2 more double crochets. Now this is the only row that's how we'll work that point. The other rows will work it normal. So just like that. And that'll end row 3. So row 4, we are not going to chain 1. I just about did because I'm so used to doing it. But we're going to turn our work. If you look now, this is the front side of our work. We got these little tiny bobbles sticking out. So this will be the front where the bobbles are sticking out. Okay, so you didn't chain 1 and we went ahead and turned. Go ahead and slip stitch into that first stitch. It does get tight, but... And then slip stitch over to our first chain 2 space here. Now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to work our point right here in this first chain 2 space. So we're going to work 2 doubles, chain 2, and 2 doubles. And now we have 2 stitches right here. We are going to work a double crochet into the first one. And then we're going to chain 1. And we're going to work a double crochet into the next one. Like that. And now right here is our next chain 2 space from where we put our 2 points together. And we're going to go ahead and work 2 double crochets, a chain 2, and 2 double crochets into that space. Like that. Now we have 2 separate points there. That'll start to widen out the more we go, and it'll be the same on the other side. I'm going to put a double crochet into the next stitch, and then I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to skip 1, and I'm going to double crochet into the next stitch. And then I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to skip 1, and I'm going to double crochet into the next stitch. So you're always skipping the single crochet, and you're always putting a double crochet on top of the triple crochet from the previous row. Chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip 1, and double into the next. And that's what we're going to repeat until we get to our next point. Chain 1, skip 1. Remember, we skip that single. That's always the one that we skip, and we always double crochet into the top of that triple crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, and then double into the next. So go ahead and repeat this until we get to our next point right here. Alright, I've made it to my next point, and your last stitch should have been a double crochet there. So we don't want to chain 1 after that last stitch. We're just going to go directly into this chain 2 space of this point and work our point, our 2 double crochets, a chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. Like that. And then we're going to start out by putting a double crochet into the very first stitch. And then we chain 1 and we skip 1 and double crochet into the next. And then we're going to repeat this all the way down. Chain 1, skip 1, and double into the next. It's still the same thing, and it'll always be the same. Chain 1, you're skipping the single, and you're double crocheting into the top of the triple from the previous row. Chain 1, skip 1, and double into the next. And we're going to do this until we get to our next point. Alrighty, I made it to my next point, and your last stitch should have been a double crochet. Remember not to chain 1 after this one. Just go directly into the point there, chain space at the point here, and work your 2 doubles, chain 2, and 2 doubles. And then we're going to start again by double crocheting into the first stitch and chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip 1, and double into the next. And we're going to do this until we get to our next point. Okay, I've made it right here to this chain 2 space here. Double crocheted there in the last stitch. Remember not to chain 1 after that. Go right into this chain 2 space of that point and work 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. And then right here, we're going to do this the same as we did on the other side at the beginning. We're not going to chain 1. We're just going to go directly into the next double crochet. And then we're going to chain 1. There's none to skip. We're just going to go ahead right and do a double crochet into the next stitch. So it was a double crochet, chain 1, don't skip any, and double crochet in the next. So there's no chain space there. And this is the only row that we do that on. Okay, in this last chain 2 space here, we're going to go ahead and work 2 doubles, a chain 2, and 2 doubles. Now you can clearly see our 6 points here at the end of row 4. So we got our 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6. So rows 5 and 6 are the repeat rows for the whole entire shawl, for however big you want to make it. So without chaining 1, we're going to turn our work, and I did it again. I almost chained 1 again. So we're used to doing that. Go ahead and slip stitch into your first double crochet and all the way until we get to our first point. Okay, into that chain space, chain 1, go right into it and work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and now I'm going to do my triple crochet single crochet row. So I'm going to start off with a triple crochet into the very first stitch, and single into the next, triple into the next, and single into the next, which is actually the chain 1 space. So we always single crochet in the chain 1 spaces, and we just go right through it and single crochet, and then we triple crochet into the next, and single crochet into the next, triple crochet into the next, and that'll be the last stitch before our next point. So right here into the point we work 2 doubles, chain 2, and 2 more doubles, and then we're going to start again with a triple crochet into the first stitch, and single into the next, triple crochet into the next, and then single into the next, which is actually this chain 1 space. So just go right through the space and single crochet, and then triple into the next, which is actually the double, single into the next right through this chain space, triple into the next, the top of this double crochet, and single into the next. So when you're working this triple crochet single crochet row, the triple crochets always go on top of these double crochets, and then the single crochets always go right into the chain space, just like that. And we're going to repeat this until I get to the next point right up here. Okay, I'm coming up on my next point here, so just single crochet in that last chain space. I'm going to triple crochet into the next stitch, single crochet into the next. This would be the only exception where your single crochet isn't in a chain space, is when you're right next to the points, because there's always going to be those stitches right here next to the points. Triple crochet into the last stitch, and then into the chain space of the point we make another point, 2 doubles, chain 2, and 2 more doubles. Start again with a triple crochet into the next stitch, single into the next, triple into the next, and single, which is the next chain space. And we repeat this all the way around, all the way down to the end of the row. Triple crochet in the next stitch, and then single, which is the next chain space. We're going to repeat it till we get to our next point, and I'll meet you there at the next point. When you flip it over to the right side, you can see it's making those little bobbles again. Alrighty, I made it to my next point, and your last stitch up to the point should have been a triple crochet. And now we're going to go ahead and work our double crochet, chain 2, double crochet into the chain space. And then we start off by triple crocheting into the next stitch, single crochet into the next, triple crochet into the next, single crochet into the next, which is actually the chain space, and triple crochet and single crochet. So go ahead and repeat this all the way until you get to your next point right here. Made it to my next point here. Your last stitch again should have been a triple. Go ahead and work into the space and do your 2 double crochets, chain of 2 and 2 more double crochets. Okay, and then we'll start off by triple crocheting into the first stitch, single crochet into the next, triple crochet into the next, and then the next is that 1 chain, 1 space, single crochet right through that space, triple crochet into the next stitch, single into the next. The last one will be a triple crochet, and now we're at our point, and we work our 2 doubles into the point, chain 2 and 2 more doubles, and that'll end round 5, row 5. Not going to chain 1, we're just going to turn our work, and we'll start row 6, slip stitching over to our first point here at the chain space of our first point. So it's 3 times you slip stitch, and then we chain 1. Now we go ahead and work our 2 double crochets, chain of 2 and 2 double crochets into that point there. Now we'll start off by working a double crochet into the next stitch, and then we're going to chain 1, skip 1, and double into the next. Chain 1, skip 1, remember we skip the single, and we double crochet into the triple. Chain 1, skip 1, double into the next. And we're just going to do this until we get to our next point, which is coming right up. Here it is. So I double crocheted right there into that last stitch before the point. Now remember, we do not chain 1 now. We just go directly into the point and work our 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets. And now we're going to repeat all this till we get to the end. You can see now the space between these 2 points, so it's going to start getting bigger. The space between all the points will start getting bigger. So we start off by, do not chain 1 or none. We start off by putting a double crochet into the first stitch. Then we chain 1, skip 1, and double into the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double into the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double into the next, and we're going to repeat this pattern until we get to our next chain 2 space, or our next point. And when we get here, it's going to be 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles, and then we're going to start again, double crochet in the first stitch, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, all the way until we get to our next point. Remember, we'll always end in a double, and you do not chain 1 after that. You go directly into the point and work 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. Start again with the double crochet in the first stitch, chain 1, skip 1, double, chain 1, skip 1, double, all the way until you get to your next point. 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. Start off with the double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double in the next, chain 1, skip 1, double in the next until you get to the end of the row. Alright, I have made it to the end of row 6, and now all it is a repeat of rows 5 and 6. So you would just turn your work and you would do your slip stitch over to your chain 2 space. We would repeat row 5, and that is where you do your triple crochet, single crochet, triple crochet, single crochet, and then you would just repeat row 6 again, which just is the double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet row. So it's actually really easy. Now remember, the front of your work is the bobbly row, which you can kind of see it. They're small little bobbles, but, and now you see you have your 6 points started. Let me move my camera up here. You got, this is the back. Your back will be straight, and then you'll have your sides, and these two will be your front. Now remember, your front will be a lot longer than the straight back, and that's fine. You can make this as long or as short as you want. I did a total of 37 rows. I ended on a triple crochet, single crochet row, but really you can end on either row that you want. If you want to add fringe though, I think it would probably be easier to end on this chain row here. That way you could put the fringe in between the rows. That's up to you. I just ended and then I tied off. Here, let me move this. After that row, 37 rows, I tied off. If you want to not put fringe, but if you want to do just maybe a regular single crochet to clean up the bottom, that's fine. You can leave it as it is. It's up to you. One other thing, if you want to do, you can go around the neck with the row of single crochet, but I'm not going to. I actually think the neck looks pretty good. But if you want to clean it up a bit more, make it look a little bit neater, I don't think it looks too bad, but you can go around that with the row of single crochet. But again, I'm not going to do that because I think it looks okay. But that's it. That's all there is to it. Now, if you make this, I'd really love to see a picture of it. If you look in the description box, there'll be a link to a couple of my Facebook pages. You can post it on either one of those, and then I'll be able to see a picture of it, or anything that you make, you know. You can post it to my Facebook page, look below in the description box. And again, special thanks to Hobium. That was really kind of them to donate that yarn, donate the yarn for this tutorial. Don't forget to check them out. Remember, I also have a link to them for this yarn if you want to check it out. And remember not to forget to give me a, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, a like, and don't forget to subscribe. So until next time, have a good day.